Now on CoastTV News.
Circle safety.
The bollards are there really for public safety.
How Georgetown plans to protect the heart of town from crashes.
Police staffing shortages.
As of now, I can see the numbers have dropped.
What changes the Millsboro Police Department has made to try and attract more officers.
2025 OC Hotel performance.
In looking at some of those summer months, they were strong.
The increase one hotel saw compared to 2024.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Recruiting police officers, it's not as easy as it used to be, and Millsboro police are making changes to attract new recruits. Good evening, I'm Christina DeRobertis in for Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight is police staffing shortages.
Police shortages, they're happening nationwide and here in Delaware. Millsboro police say they need more officers. They've actually made some changes to try and attract them. As the town continues to grow, CoastTV reporter Nicole Richter shows us what those changes could be.
The Millsboro Police Department says it needs more officers, and recruiting hasn't gotten any easier. Sergeant Jonathan Zubrowski says fewer people are applying now than when he first joined the force.
Throughout my whole career, I feel like it has been a shortage. When I first applied, there were a lot more people applying, and it was more of a difficult pool to get selected. As of now, I can see the numbers have dropped.
To stay competitive, the department has adjusted several policies. Officers are now allowed to display arm sleeve tattoos, and protective vests can be worn on the outside of uniforms to improve comfort. One officer told CoastTV News off camera that these changes played a role in choosing to work in Millsboro. Some community members, like Joy Hilliker, think salaries might also play a role.
Who wants to have their life on the line every day? You know, not everybody. And if the pay isn't there, you don't have the police force either.
Others worry shortages could limit response times and resources.
I feel that with the police shortage, you have a lot more problems with anything. You have no place to draw from. You have no extra people around. The civilians want to help, but they're not trained to help.
For now, Millsboro police say their focus remains clear: keeping the town and officers safe while building up their ranks.
Millsboro police says that calls are still being answered, but having more police officers would allow for increased community policing. They say that recruiting efforts are still ongoing. In Millsboro, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
And it's not just police departments. Fire departments across Delaware are also struggling with a lack of volunteer firefighters. According to the Delaware State Fire School's annual reports for 2023 to 2024 and last year, the total number of trained fire and rescue students has dropped significantly. The reports reveal there were 486 fewer trained students in 2025 compared to 2023.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know which change helps the most with recruitment.
Let's look at the updated results now. So far, 84% most people still say pay or benefits, 10% say schedule, 3% each worried about tattoo leniency or uniforms.
And if you haven't voted yet, if you want to leave us a comment, it's easy to do. Just go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. We'll show you updated results tonight at 11. Georgetown is one step closer to putting in more protection at the Circle while working to maintain its historic character. Coast TV News reporter Anna Sophia Roman is live in Georgetown. Anna Sophia, town leaders are expected to talk about this in just a few minutes.
Charlie, Town Council is expected to consider a $26,000 proposal from a town engineer for the design and permitting of more protection during tonight's meeting. The town says it's not decided yet, but most likely the protective pillars will be similar in height, about 36 inches, but more durable. They hope to have the design and have it out to bid within the next 6 to 8 months, with work starting in the fall and being completed by the end of the year.
After we had several crashes into the Circle, we had a Circle Advisory Committee that was formed, and one of their recommendations was to come up with a better solution, so we worked with a landscape architect who did a conceptual design.
Dvornik says once the new pillars are installed, Officer Chad Spicer and Chief Harvey Gregg Monuments will come back. As you mentioned, that meeting is expected to start shortly following the 6:30 p.m. public hearing. Live in Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
Now let's take a live look into Rehoboth Beach and check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams.
Well, right now we're seeing a trend in which the temperatures are going to continue to get a little bit colder and colder as we go along, lower and lower to be more meteorologically exact. But we're at 38 degrees right now in Dover, and to be quite honest, we're looking forward to stay in the mid to lower 30s for the rest of the night with mostly clear skies and relatively light winds, so a bit of radiational cooling will occur, allowing for the temperatures to drop rather rapidly. But here's where they stand right now. 38 degrees in several locations, including Gumboro, Delmar, Georgetown, Seaford, Milton, Redden, and Harrington, just to name a few. But overall, upper atmosphere go over Cambridge, not a problem. Over Crisfield, not a problem. And over the entire Delmarva Peninsula, not a problem thus far. We are expecting for the cloud cover to begin to bulk up a bit because we have a bit of a trough that's just to our west, and that's going to drag the possibility of a little bit of cloud cover our way initially, particularly as we go into, let's say, Tuesday night, and that will set the stage for possibly a wintry mix. You see, Wednesday in the afternoon, we see rain, and then we start seeing a mix. So this here white here, and this here green here, and this here pink in between. We'll be talking colors, and we're not talking about coloring books, we're talking about coloring precipitation in the form of a wintry mix.
Thank you, Paul. Delaware lawmakers return to Legislative Hall tomorrow, January 13th, for the first session of the second leg of the 153rd General Assembly, and several new introduced bills are already generating attention across the state. House Bill 252, amongst the first pieces of legislation introduced this session, sponsored by Rep. Morrison and Senator Pinckney. The bill would change how Delaware handles public marijuana use. We have more on other bills that will be discussed and the first day agendas right now on CoastTV.com.
New tonight, Jackie Slonin has officially filed to run as a Republican candidate for Delaware State Senate District 41. That's according to the Delaware Department of Elections. The Senate seat is being vacated by longtime Republican State Representative Rich Collins, who confirmed on November 24th that he will retire at the end of his term. Collins has represented the district, which includes Millsboro, Dagsboro, and Gumboro, since 2014.
On your screen now, surface erosion at Black House Pond in Lewis. According to a city working group, the erosion is due to foot traffic around the pond. The first step that the group recommends is to install a prototype fishing platform, something that, well, this fisher is not in favor of.
I think the last thing that this pond needs is more disruption and more construction going on around it. I think that maybe it would help to add some more vegetation around the bank.
According to the city documents, adding the platform would be step one, followed by developing a landscape plan around the platform to prevent continued scarring and then revegetate the area.
A police chase in Milford ended with a deadly crash. Delaware State Police say last night around 9 p.m. a trooper attempted to stop a car for a traffic violation on Johnson Road. Troopers say the car sped away and drove recklessly. The chase was then canceled for safety reasons, according to police. Authorities say a short time later, the car crashed in a yard on Lakeview Avenue. Troopers say the driver, a 37-year-old man from Georgetown, died at the hospital. He's not been identified yet in that Milford crash.
And also in Milford, on your screen now, is Del One Federal Credit Union, where Milford police say somebody tried to get into the bank. They threw a rock at the door, according to police. He was identified, the suspect, as John A. Carney Jr., 26 of Dover. Officers obtained an arrest warrant for carry, and he was taken into custody the following day, charged with multiple offenses, one being attempted third-degree burglary.
We are just getting started. More news ahead.
In sports, Maryland's Eastern Shore men's basketball team off to a great start in conference play. We'll break down why.
And we are bracing for a possible wintry mix that could come calling by midweek.
But first, how hotels performed in Ocean City in 2025. That story when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Vacationers from across the country make their way to Ocean City each and every summer.
And new numbers show how local hotels fared this last year.
Coast TV reporter Kevin Zapay is live in Ocean City tonight. Kevin, he's in a hotel right now to tell us what those numbers looked like.
Christina, Charlie, we're inside the Residence Inn Hotel here in Ocean City. And after speaking with the general manager, he says the hotel saw a 2.5% revenue increase when compared to 2024. We then went to the Hotel Motel Restaurant Association to get a broader idea on how hotels did in town. On the beach and by the numbers, Ocean City now has fresh hotel data comparing 2025 to 2024. According to Susan Jones, the director for the Hotel Motel Restaurant Association, there's a lot to like.
In looking at some of those summer months, they were strong.
According to Jones, hotels in Ocean City made 1.3% more in revenue per room compared to last year. At the Residence Inn, General Manager Keith Wisnat says his hotel beat that number with a 2.5% increase. He credits the town, which always seems to have something going on.
The events that the town brought, especially regarding concerts, great clientele they brought in, it was phenomenal.
But it wasn't all sunshine and lollipops. Overall, hotel occupancy in Ocean City actually dropped a little. According to Jones, when comparing 2025 to 2024, Ocean City only saw an occupancy drop of 0.2%. Now that's a lot less than other resort towns. Myrtle Beach saw a 5.1% drop in occupancy, and the state of Delaware saw their occupancy decline to 3.4%. Jones says in a time of endless options for vacation dollars, Ocean City is doing everything it can to keep big crowds coming in.
It's very easy to hop on a plane, to get on a cruise ship, so we are no longer just competing with the traditional beach towns that we used to compete with. We are competing with everything all over the country, all over the nation, all over the world.
Overall, the minimal dip in visitors was overcome by a small increase in revenue as hotel owners hope for an even better 2026. Now, according to Jones, the weather also plays a major factor in success of Ocean City, and a little bit of rain could steer those drivers and their wallets somewhere else. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
After the break here on Coast TV, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has your full forecast.
Well, we're going to continue to trend downward as far as the temperatures are concerned for this week, and that'll set the stage perfectly, or the atmosphere perfectly, for the possibility of rain changing over to a little sleet, maybe snow. And that's going to happen right around Wednesday, Thursday-ish. We'll talk about what that means in a moment in more detail, scientifically speaking, of course. But in Ocean City, courtesy of our Gateway Subaru camera, we're coming in at about 39 degrees. Dew point temperature at 24, and the temperatures are going to stay in the mid-30s with waning influence of cloud cover in our neck of the woods. Now, when you take a look at the temperatures right now, you'll notice that we're in the mid to upper 30s, generally speaking, for the entire peninsula, with the only exceptions being, Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, and Lewis coming in at about just 40 degrees right there, or just slightly above at 41. Other than that, we're riding the 30s for just about everybody. And from a climatological or statistical standpoint, we're really close to the numbers today. 44 for the high, 45 is the norm, 30 for the low, 29 is the norm. So we're only 1 degree either above or below where we should be for this time of the year. Cloud cover is staying very limited for right now. It won't stay that way, but we're clear for tonight for the most part. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover beginning to thicken here and there, but we have a bit of a trough that's on the other side of us across towards Front Royal and on the other side of the DC area, and that's going to take a little while to kind of swing in our general direction, and that'll swing with the potential of cloud cover. Now, cold is going to be the first concern. We're looking for big time cold for Tuesday, but really I'm more concerned about the big time cold Thursday going into Friday, because that's when we have the threat of precipitation moving in our region, and that's when that mix is going to possibly give us, potpourri of precipitation, so to speak. 50 for the high for Lewis, as well as Georgetown and Millsboro for Tuesday. 48 for the high in Cambridge. Still a great deal of sunshine, especially early in the day. And 53 for the high in Berlin, as well as Ocean City. Now, because we have high pressure and control of our weather right now, no problems with your aches and pains. But if you have an old injury, bone injury, or you have arthritis, like yours truly, had it since I was a teenager, actually, though. But anyway, we have Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. That's when we're looking for that pain to kick in with that ache alert, just in case you wanted to know that. So for Tuesday morning, we're clear. Tuesday afternoon, we're staying clear. Wednesday morning, we start seeing cloud cover push through, covering most of our viewing area, and then we have a mixture of cloud cover staying in place for us. The winds are going to pick up momentum going into Thursday and Friday, and really we see Wednesday precipitation possibly kicking in, but it's really Thursday right around 5:30 in the morning we start seeing a changeover from rain to snow, and then it moves quickly out of the way. So we're going to have to gauge and watch that very, very closely. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We're looking for big time cold air to kick in Thursday and Friday, slight break on Saturday, and then it kicks back in again with both feet Sunday and Monday going into next week.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Everything is clicking for the Hawks right now. Maryland Eastern Shore men's basketball is 2-0 in MEAC play for the first time in 30 years. That doesn't happen without all hands on deck. 14 of the Hawks' 15 players have appeared in 10 or more games this year. Head coach Cleo Hill Jr. isn't afraid to go deep into the bench when he needs to. That happened on Saturday in a 69-57 win over Howard. Junior guard Jaden Johnson played more than he had since November and scored a season-high 5 points. That may not seem like much, but Coach Hill told our broadcast crew after the game that Johnson's impact was timely.
We got him ready during non-conference play. He didn't play a whole lot, but he got a lot of practice reps on the scout team. And he's been pressuring the ball in practice, and we have pressured him to make sure he's ready, and he came in and did a heck of a job. Like you said, playing good defense on the ball and made some really, really big decisions with the basketball early in that second half and late.
More of that would be useful tonight. UMES visits Norfolk State, the preseason favorite to win the MEAC, at 7 o'clock. That will do it for sports. Have a nice night.
Soaring Over the Shore is brought to you by Morse Roofing and Siding.
A tributary of the Chesapeake Bay, the Nanticoke's importance sprawls and ranges from economic to environmental.
According to DelawareWatersheds.org, the Nanticoke is one of the Chesapeake's healthiest rivers. 725,000 acres of the watershed helps plants and animals. Lots of properties on the National Register of Historic Places line the Nanticoke's banks, and according to the Nanticoke Watershed Alliance, the river has the highest concentration of bald eagles in the northeastern U.S. So whether you boat, float, or simply walk by, the Nanticoke's significance continues.
Take a look at our conditions in Milford. We're at 37 degrees right now. Dew point temperature about 10 degrees lower than that. Now, we are expecting for it to stay clear for the overnight, and temperatures will fall into the mid-30s. And going to continue to get much cooler as we progress throughout the work week. So with that being the case, you might want to double check on what's happening with your forecast around your neighborhood. We keep it updated for you with our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a phone call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. Now, here's a look at your 10-day forecast. A couple of things to keep in mind. So for Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to stay above the norm for both Tuesday and Wednesday, but then we drop dramatically for Thursday and Friday. And I had cold on the 7-day forecast here. But the 10-day forecast, we'll get a brief break, normal temperature for Saturday, and after that, we plunge again into the cellar with cold conditions. Look at these temperatures, 21, 17, 18, 26. And I want you to know, these aren't wind chills. Those are actual temperatures before we factor in the winds.
So it might actually feel colder than that. Yes. Okay.
So cold, about a day, more cold. All right. For
How
more
exciting.
news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
And the NBC Nightly News is up next.
We'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a good evening.